So I want to share a couple of UI updates in the Kittl editor, most notably where the AI presets have gone. I know a lot of you have been commenting, no, we did not take them away, but I need to show you where they are now because we have more modes in Kittl. And then I'm also going to show you a couple other features that you might not know about and some things to consider. Now, here in the Kittl editor, if you click on the AI panel down here, you probably are going to see Agentic AI. Now, I've done a video on what that is, explaining how it takes your prompt, enhances it, and goes ahead and already creates an image based on the model that it thinks is best. But if you are looking for the specific presets that the team actually worked really hard on, I can come back down to this mode and go back to generate image. When I click on generate image down here, you can see you can go and select your model. You can select what aspect ratio, how many you want. But if you click on this little plus, you're going to see the ability to upload your own image, browse through the styles, which is what many of you are looking for, prompt presets that we have, and also the prompt builder, all of which we've done other videos on. But if I click the browse styles, now I can go through all of the categories. Again, they're auto applied to the model that works best. So if I click this Summer Fest 1967 one, it's going to go ahead and include ChatGPT Image 2. If I go back into the browse styles, if I choose, maybe I want to choose this risograph style, it will auto change to Nana Banana Pro. And we also have the enhance prompt feature next to the generate button. Now, if I were to type in a prompt, one thing I want to point your attention to is if you hover over the generate button, you're going to see how many tokens it is going to take to create that image. And then if you were to change it, so for example, this one is Nana Banana Pro, it's going to take 30 tokens. If I click Seed Dream 4.5, this will mirror that. So now it's going to take 20 tokens. So always make sure you check out that hover effect if you are trying to figure out how many tokens this is going to cost. Because, for example, if I switch this to generating 3 images, so now I'm going to create 3 different fox illustrations, or maybe I want a fox, a bear, or whatever, and I hover over it, now it's 60. So it's going to multiply it for you. You don't have to do any math. Just make sure you hover over it and see how many tokens it is going to take. Now, speaking of how many tokens something costs, we do have a newer feature, which is basically selecting an area to edit in your image. Now, if I select my image and I just tap the E key, that's going to put me into my eraser settings. And then you're going to see this one right here called Use AI to edit the area, meaning it is going to generate over the area that you select. So for example, if I clicked that one and then I zoom in a little bit, let's say I don't want this to say moss, I'd rather it say boss. That doesn't make any sense, but you get the point. I've selected this area. Now down here, if I said change the text to whatever, and then I hover, you are going to see that it is going to cost tokens to use AI to edit that specific image for you. Now you can go in here and change the model to something else. Maybe you want to use Nana Banana 2 Lite, which is 10, or the normal Nana Banana, which will take it down to 10 as well. So this specific feature also uses tokens, which you can see by hovering over that same generate button. Now, also by high popularity and demand, we have brought back the erase and fill image, which is not using AI tokens. This would basically just take off something and show the background. So for example, maybe I didn't want this ampersand here, which again, I don't know why I would do this, but for the sake of the illustration, I erased it and now I'm letting go. It's going to auto-generate and basically just fill it in with the same texture and color as the label here. There you go. So erase and fill is essentially just taking off the thing as if it never existed to fill in with the background. That is now back for you, and we have many of these up in the edit area, erase and fill area in the more section of the contextual taskbar. Another thing that you may not have seen yet or messed with yet is this little section on the left side panel that says more. And if I click it, what you're going to see is our apps and integrations that you can now include and use right here in Kittl. So for example, you can connect your Pinterest and start saving pins and bring them right onto the board right here. You can create a QR code. You can connect your Printful account, which is really neat. You can connect your Dropbox, which is extremely useful for porting images over to it, especially if you're doing any kind of digital projects. You can connect your own monotype You can connect your Shopify store and send product imagery from Kittl right into Shopify, or pull product imagery from Shopify into Kittl, or you can print stickers easily through Sticker app. Plus, there are so many more that you can discover and use. Now, if there's a particular app you're looking for that we can try to get into Kittl, make sure you comment it down below. If you're searching for one and can't find it, we'd love to try and include it for you. So make sure you comment so that we know. Now, another really cool feature that we recently released is a super small one, but one that makes me really happy, and that is the ability to click and drag and reorder your left side menu. So if I wanted the mockups to be up here underneath templates, or if I wanted the photos to be underneath templates, I can reorder any of these and pin and unpin them. So for example, if I didn't want textures or my likes, I could right click and just simply click remove from toolbar, and then it will go into your more category for you to organize and change yourself, thus allowing you to clean up your selection so that you can have a better workflow. Now, staying on this same left side panel, if you're trying to figure out what each one of these are, of course you can hover and see that says mockups, but if you need a little bit more help with what they are, you can go up here into the menu and you can click on the menu labels toggle, which will now show you the text underneath each of these icons and what they are. Of course, it makes it a little bit longer, but if you're having some legibility issue or you're working on a small screen and need to see it, that's a really great option for you to see the labels. One big feature that we did recently release is called workflows, which if you come to the AI Studio or the AI Hub that's over here in your dashboard and scroll down, you're going to see a lot of these different workflows, or if you click into them, it's just as easy as typing in your topic and selecting a style, or if you're trying to create some product imagery, it's also as easy as clicking open the workflow, uploading your image or selecting one that's already in Kittl, selecting a style, and then generating. I've already done a couple in some previous videos for you to check out here. For example, I did one with this bar of soap where you can select a style, and I already generated a couple over here on the right. We've got a couple videos already out for that, so definitely check those out so you know how to get the most out of these new AI workflows. Now, I know a lot of things kind of change around, but we don't normally take things away. So all I ask is that when you can't find something, just do what you've been doing, which is coming to the comment section and saying, I can't find where this is, because then we'll show you how to find it. And we'll try to do a better job in our update videos of showing you that when a new feature is launched, but you can generally always find that information on our blog. I'm gonna link it down in the description. We always pair a feature release or a UI change with a blog that essentially goes step by step through what we did and why we did it. For example, the presets moved because we wanted to make room for agentic to come front and center, but you might not have known that you have to switch back to generate image to find those. So make sure you always go to the blog as well. And of course, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss update videos and other tutorials just like this one. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you in the next video.